All right, so in today's video, we're going to be watching a gold Ramatra Junker Queen Zarya. A quick summary, apparently it's a tank first Bastion, which I'm sure people have had a lot of enjoyment with that recently with tanking against a Bastion. So I'll read what this is and we'll go from there. Hi, emongg. I credit a lot of my improvement in tank recently to watching your videos. This match was a doozy, a nail-biter. You ever get stuck on attack at first point Shambali with a minute left only to cap and proceed to walk the cart practically all the way to third and finish with the round with a 59 seconds in the bank? Came out of that pretty confident. I figured we might do really well and hold him on defense. Then the round starts and I see a Bastion. And I know I'm done having fun. Oh, I'm sure tanks are going, yep. We give up first pretty fast. I try talking to my team and letting them know we need to focus Bastion. It doesn't work, but we managed to put up some fight before second point despite my constant deaths. I assumed that the resistance was enough to cause the other enemy DPS to go May. Now I'm really not allowed to play the game. Round 2 ends and they have 2 minutes and 43 seconds in the bank. It feels bad and I know that the enemy team knows no honor and just wants to win, so I decided that I wanted it more than they did. I won't spoil the ending, but I credit my team for not losing hope and playing to win until the very end. Make sure to catch the wild interaction between Junker Queen and Bob around the 3-minute and 15-second mark. So chat, we have a game of tank here. In gold. Against a Bastion. Against a May. What will happen? Let's find out. Ramatra's okay here. I don't mind this pick. I will say you're probably seeing a bit more Sigma. At the same time, I feel like it really depends on the rank right now, too, what tanks you're going to be seeing. I imagine you're probably still seeing a good amount of Orisa. I expect to see a little bit more Ramatra because of the recent change to Ramatra where you get Nemesis form 1 second quicker. Obviously, in top 100, we're seeing a lot of Sigma, so it really depends on a lot of things. So far, one thing you can try doing, and I find that how I play this map is a little bit more 50-50, but you can try to take top left if you feel like there's nothing happening in main. Taking that top left control actually takes away an angle from them, and when you do that, it creates an off angle for your team. So if you find that you're kind of just stuck here, it's fine. At the same time, you're building your ult fairly fast, so they are stacking, so I'm okay with this play. But sometimes if you feel like, in general, you're getting stuck as a team, going top left and taking that high ground control will be really good. If you wonder if you're going to fall over right now, what happens is because you did that thing where you dove into their backline, and you'll hear about it sometimes where you're told to go to the backline aggressively, but the problem is that when you go that aggressive, especially when they're running a comp like that, at the very most, sometimes you can trade, and sometimes the counter argument to that as well, a trade can be good here, and not wrong, but if your teammates get rolled after, then that trade won't matter. So, it just depends. Picking your timings is what I usually refer to it as. Yeah, you're gonna get rolled here if you don't. Remember, you're discorded by a Zenyatta. Also, you didn't mention you were playing against a Zenyatta also. You were worried about the Bastion and the May? You got to worry about a Zenyatta too as a tank, so good luck. 709, thanks for the 43 months to tier 1. Thank you, appreciate it, thank you. So far, not too bad. I mean, outside of I mention this a lot in any of the VODs we watch. If you're playing tank, people say go dive their supports. That's all you do as tank. Pick your timings on that play. Sometimes you're going to sit there and shoot the tank for 15 seconds. Sometimes you're going to sit there and shoot the tank for 30 minutes. And sometimes you're going to go right to their backline. You have to pick and choose those timings. Otherwise, sometimes you're going to get rolled. And that's what happens. Right there, you were playing too aggressive. Obviously, you get res. Yeah, so you see what that Soldier 76 just did right there? Now imagine you doing that also as a tank. Was he shooting at his own soldier? He was just making sure that I got nothing on that one. It happens. Chat, I shoot at my teammates sometimes in accident. You're spy checking? Yeah, for the Sombra. Why put the shield down after the soldier is, after they get the soldier there? Honestly, probably just wanted to hit a button. Sometimes people will be like, hey, why'd you just use your cooldown there? I just wanted to hit a button. That's it. People were like, hey, why do you jump a lot? Why are you jumping around the map? I don't know, I just like to hit buttons. Just like I have to hit a button. So, like, the thing is, I don't really mind what you're doing, but at the same time, I feel like what you've done so far, at least this is how I'm seeing it. Also, I have no idea what that Junk Queen, that was a good play. I feel like what you're doing so far is you're focused on doing one thing in the game, and that is it right now. Like, you haven't really thought about, like, okay, I'm going to work with my teammates. I'm going to fall back. I'm going to counter peel. I'm going to, like, fake being aggressive and then fall back and help. Like, it seems like you're very much set on, I'm just going to play this exact way the whole time. And then when you make those adjustments, that's when you start to see, like, you'll find more value in what you're doing. Like, right now, you're just focused on, I'm going to go in right now. Okay, this is good. I like this. This is what I'm referencing. Right here, you went back and helped with that Junkrat. In the previous fights, you were running into the back of their team. Do you see that adjustment? Now you win the team fight. You go aggressive there, go to their backline. That Junkrat might be in your backline and get 3 randomly, even if you're pinging them, right? And you'll hear me a lot of the time when I'm playing. I'm like, all right, I got to stop playing this way because I'm recognizing that even if I go in and get 2 kills, my teammates are dying in the backline because I'm not able to peel. What's going to be more efficient? Me getting 2 limbs every time, or my teammates getting rolled, and it's a 1v3 at that point. See what I'm saying? So sometimes you have to make adjustments even if you're making good plays. One thing you can do there, by the way, I want to pause this, by the way, in general, and talk about this with Ramatra, or any hero that has a shield here. Oh, it never blocks? Listen, I'm at the point right now where, like, I see that they're not blocking, but, like, I'm trying to think of a way to explain this. The other team is trading so frequently in the backline that I think what's happening here is they feel like they have to trade, so they're not worried about blocking. They're just worried about going in and trading. And that becomes a part of the problem, right? One thing you do, when you make this type of play here, and this is past the play that happened already, it's okay to throw your shield behind you and then make that play. Sometimes, don't think of your shield, like, think of your shield as blocking a line of sight. So when you turn your back there, yeah, you were fine, they didn't get you, but, like, that's how you fall over immediately. And I'll do that on tanks sometimes and be like, yeah, I shouldn't have done that. Like, you'll see the replay and then you just turn around. So, it's okay to, like, you're not using your shield right now, your cooldown will be back up by the time you have it. So, it's okay to throw your shield behind you to make sure nobody from behind you will get that angle on you. Linux, thanks for the friend. Thank you, appreciate it. I'm okay with that ultimate. Sometimes we'll have that discussion and, like, I'll use my ultimate and someone's like, why'd you just waste your ult on that one? What are you doing? And I'm like, yo, I'm gonna be real with you. I prefer the idea of taking a point and guaranteeing we get the point than not getting the point. But sometimes you're over ult going into a point, but at least you can get the point rather than just, you know what I mean? Already 20%, exactly. And I think their queen wasted ult there, if I understand correctly. Chat knows enough of my spectators now that I am. There is saving your ultimates for a set play. There is saving your ultimates for the perfect, like, 5-man grab, and then there's just using your ultimates. And I'm always in the idea that when you use your ultimates, like, it makes the other team have to react more and more. It doesn't mean, like, constantly ult the moment you get it on cooldown, but we'll see a lot of time where people are waiting for that perfect ultimate, and sometimes it's okay to just use your ult. So, I find that if you're more in the idea of having your ultimate to either counter something or make a play, will be better than trying to wait for that 5-man grab. Or like just getting 5 people in a grab. Because when you get 5 people in a grab, at least when I grab 5 people in it, I feel like at that point I'm healing the team. Whenever I grab people, I'm pretty sure I heal the team. Alright, well, that was a pretty good attack. Like I said, like, the one thing I saw from you was that you definitely try to play it one way a lot of the time and got a little bit too aggressive. Pick and choose your timings. Don't be afraid to peel for your teammates. They got rolled, better switch to Bastion. Yeah, I mean, they're playing to win. They're playing to win. So, this is the type of scenario that, like, I reference that you just did. You overextend to try to go for somebody you're, like, tunnel visioned on, and then as that happens, your Ashe dies to Junker Queen, right? And now you're going back whether or not you win this team fight, do you see what I'm saying? How when you're over-aggressive, like, hey, what's going on? I'm going in! And then, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what happens. And now you have a Bastion to worry about? Like, you are... Hey, Chad, they're using block. But you see what I mean? You were so hard focused on that, and then they take the map control. But they did use their block, and I know chat is going to be happy about that one. Here we go. All right, you vortex your team. I probably would have thrown my vortex there anyway, too. Oh, here we go. Yep. Oh, yeah. Yeah. This is what I talk about. Okay. This is where we're going to start talking about some stuff. You see how I talked about your game plan of you're just going to over-aggress into the back line? You're just over-aggress into a Bastion. Who it wasn't like it was towards the end of turret form. You went into a Bastion right away. Okay? And this is what I'm talking about. When you only focus on doing that the whole time, that is what will happen to you. So you have to remember, like, pick and choose your timings on that aggression. All right? Okay, we're gonna talk about this. Why are you running at a Bastion like that? And this is what I did. Pick and choose your timings. I'm gonna, you know what, chat? We're gonna mention it probably like 10 times this game if that play style will continue. It is okay to be aggressive, and I know that like that is a style that people want to play, is be aggressive on their backline, their supports, their DPS. That is fine, but you have to pick and choose those timings. All right, pick and choose those timings. If Bastion is out of turret form, that play gets a lot better, right? But if they're in turret mode, you know what? You're going to get them sometimes. We're probably going to see a moment where you run at the Bastion and get them. But so far, that's twice, not once, twice, where you've been rolled by a Bastion running right at the Bastion. Okay, they haven't used turret form yet. You said shield? I'm going to be real with you. Even if they shield right there, I don't even think that will make a difference. And don't get me wrong. I'm not saying don't shield that. I'm just saying that keep in mind, they are in turret form Kitsune. That shield's going to fall over like that. It's okay to shield it. I'm not saying don't shield it. I'm saying stop hard focusing the Bastion when they're in turret form. That is the time when you don't want to do that. Like, that's the time where you don't want to do that. And you said it in your description, like, you wanted your team to hard focus the Bastion. Great! One of the cool things about Ramatra is you can left-click them and force them into a cooldown and then go in when the timing is right. Right? Like this. See this? Like, you can do that the whole time and then eventually get on the Bastion, right? Okay, no turret form. If you want to go for that Bastion in a second, now's the timing. This is a good ult. I like this ult. As I was saying, I like that ultimate. You saw the Kiriko behind you, and then you put a shield in front of you towards the Bastion that was running away and let the Kiriko behind you get you. So you have to, once again, focus on, like, where they're at in the map and adjust your position. I do want to mention here that you're running Junker Queen against the Mei Bastion. Now, I don't mind this if you're running a very similar comp, but you don't have that comp. So what might happen here is you might see yourself fall over. Yep, and Ana. Yep. Yep, and what else, chat? On top of that, they also have a Kiriko. So the value you would try to get on Queen here, and keep in mind, chat, you've seen me when I play ranked, which by the way, we do stream these live, so if you want to watch me play ranked, all that stuff, ton of fun, record videos, stop by the stream. Like, I will play against comps like this, and eventually you'll see me like, okay, if we don't have a Kiriko, I have to switch off, because I'm just going to lose that value, especially if I'm mirrored against the Queen. So, you know, honestly, like, this is one of those times you probably just go, like, Sigma. If you wanted to, I'm okay with, like, the hero selection in a sense. You just have to... I think you're going to win this team fight because of ultimates, but I already can see what's going to happen. You're hard focused in this Bastion, and you're just running at them. You're using every single cooldown possible to get there. Okay. That's okay, using that. I was gonna say, careful of when you use your shout, but I'm looking at the meters now. It's always difficult to see on this map where you want to be meter-wise. I'm okay with the shout. Yeah, you're gonna get rolled. Yeah, so I'm I'm gonna be real with you here, okay? You are not even giving your team an opportunity to follow up on the Bastion. You are seeing a Bastion and you were going, I'm going for that Bastion no matter what happens. Right now, I'm going for that Bastion. And you run at that Bastion. You're not even giving your teammates an opportunity to follow up. You're not giving your teammates opportunity to have a tank. Now, keep in mind, chat knows, tank is in a spot right now where you can get rolled quite easily. Even more so when you run at the Bastion in a straight line, right? So you have to really do your best to play that position in and play around corners and time your aggression, because otherwise, exactly what just happened will happen. You will get rolled, and that's what happened. I mean, actually, it's not even chat's like, oh, well, what are they doing? Like, why are they going in there? Like, what's the game sense, etc. I mean, to be honest with you, I don't even know if that's like a game sense thing. I think it's that they have a set play style they want to make. Like this is what it is. Okay, they have a set play style that they want to make, and then when they're not making, like, that play style can work a lot of the time, right? Mechanically, they've been playing well. They're hitting their shots. They're making good plays in that sense, right? The problem is that they have a play style that they want to make. It's a play style that they want to do, and they're playing only that play style. But sometimes you have to adjust that play style based off of what's happening. If you are an aggressive tank and they are running a comp that shreds your shield, shreds your aggression, you have to make an adjustment at that point, because yes, it might work in the game before, but then maybe that team plays it differently. They could have the same mirror comp, but maybe their Bastion is, you know, shooting the skybox or focusing on something else than you as a tank, and you can get away with that play. So you have to recognize this is how the team's playing. I need to make that adjustment. If you don't make that adjustment, that's what happens, right? Now, the Zarya pick here, I'm a little bit... Zarya against their comp might struggle. I understand why you're going Zarya, though, and I'm gonna watch what happens first. I'm gonna give it time. I'll explain in a second. Bastion's really good against Zarya, but I want to see what happens. Oh, here. Yeah. Okay. So, talking about this for a second on, like, why the Zarya swap happened, in my opinion, you go Zarya because you realize you can't play Queen against their comp. Why can't you play Queen against the comp? Because you don't have a Kiriko. If they have a Kiriko, your ultimates on Junker Queen become infinitely harder than their Junker Queens, right? Because their Junker Queen can get full value out of theirs. Obviously, they can get CC'd randomly by a different hero, but overall, they can get full value. When you're going up against a Kiriko Mei Bastion comp, you have to rely on so many cooldowns that even if you get a perfect ultimate, they just throw one cleanse on the floor and probably cleanse 4 people. And if say that they're the only one who get cleansed, they can just TP to somebody and cleanse it off themselves. Zarya allows you to get a little bit of value against Junker Queen ultimate because you can now cleanse yourself and cleanse somebody else in your team, which gives you that follow-up advantage, which is why you're seeing the Zarya swap. The problem, and the reason why it could be difficult, is because you're going up against a Bastion. I am giving it time, though, because I want to see how you play Zarya, because you can make it work. But this is one of those you have to make it work type of situations, more than like, oh, this is really good against that comp, so we'll see. I mean, you have no bubbles right now, so be careful. But this is where you need to, when you don't have these bubbles, be careful for a second. Okay, this is a good timing. This is a good time on a Bastion. There we go. I want you to, like, that wasn't like, you might watch that and be like, what do you mean? That was that, like, what happened? That wasn't even that perfect. They didn't have turret form. If you're gonna go for the Bastion, that is your timing. Do you see what I'm saying? The difference there? That's like one of the first times you've gotten the Bastion, because they didn't have turret form. That's when they're susceptible to just getting an absolute, that's when they go back to spawn. Okay? That was a good play. That's what I'm talking about. That now you have free reign to run around the map and do whatever, because they don't have that Bastion there. But you need to wait for those timings and pick those timings correctly. That's a grab. That is certainly a grab. All right. My take on that is understand how many of them are up at that point and save your grab. Keep in mind, it's a little bit easier said than done, especially when the overtime clock is ticking, but your ultimates become super important. Doesn't the right click look really cool? You need to be really careful here, okay? You need to be careful. They have a Bastion in turret form. Okay, your teammate got him. You're fine now. You can play aggressive now. You're good. You're good. Play aggro. Bubble your Genji. Bubble your Genji. Okay, I think you did. Nice job. All right. Good job. Well played by your team there. I just want you to be more careful when there's a Bastion in turret form. I just use your cover. That was a very ideal team fight for your team also because no one has ults. For anybody like new to Overwatch, who don't know how overtime spawns work, your spawns get increased in overtime. That's why you see less team fights happen when there's a team in overtime. I feel like you're playing too aggro here. I'm gonna give it time though. That was a good play by the Life Weaver, by the way. Because I'm telling you, at a certain point there, you were about to get rolled. Like, if you said anything, if you were like, hey, Life Weaver, why'd you pull me there? That was a good play by, I'm gonna be real with you. Do not ult this. You know what's funny? In hindsight, I'm okay with that ultimate now because they nanoed the Bastion. But at the same time, I don't even think you would have needed it. Like, that's the play as Life Weaver, where you see that play and you don't even, like, recognize it, like, anywhere that's, like, that pull more than likely saved them from rolling you. Like, they more than likely saved them from rolling you. Keep in mind, you are playing a good Zarya right now. And hey, they're off Bastion now. So now, this aggressive playstyle you've been adapting, outside of them when they window you, you can go make some plays. But you need to be wary of this window because... Yep, there's the window. Be careful here, because there's still a window there, even with the tree in front of it. Nice jump. And you see there, like let's talk about this for a second, because people were mentioning, like, hey, you know, like, what's going on with, like, how they're playing, like, etc. Like, this is gold. You can see there's solid mechanics right there, right? Like, are you seeing that? There's good mechanics. There was good tracking. There was solid right clicks. There was some good play. You get what I'm saying? But it's that play style adjustment that you have to make. Now, what happened there was your team started to kill the Bastion. You were able to survive most of the Bastion fights, and you did a decent job of not being an LOS of the Bastion. What has been a better result for you? Running in a straight line at Bastion, trying to get the Bastion on cooldown, giving your teammates time in a 5v5 to get the Bastion cooldowns out, and then follow up on the Bastion, right? That's been the adjustment. It's happening in-game right now. Your team has been doing that. You have been adjusting to that playstyle already. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's what you've been doing. You've given your teammates time to be able to make a play. You've given your teammates time to be able to make a play based off of not just going in and feed into a Bastion right away. And that's been the difference maker in this game so far, is you're not going in and just automatically feed at the Bastion. So. Steamboat Willie, thanks for 37 months. Thank you for the shit. Thanks for 37 months.
Much love, bud.
You're out of position right now with what you're doing. Okay, you're fine now, but I need you to... I want to see what happens here. I'm giving this fight time. You very much are tunnel visioned on this Genji. Okay, that's fine. Yeah. So this is something that happens in every rank, okay? This happens in every single rank what we're about to talk about here. You didn't know what you wanted to do. You just, like, here, let me show you. And keep in mind, this happens in every rank. I do this on tank sometimes. I want you to watch this point of view here, okay? Just watch the Zarya. Here we go. You didn't know what you wanted to do. You didn't know if you should go help your team, be aggressive, do go this play, that play, etc. The best thing you can do there is just hold your positioning at a good spot to make it so their team is distracted by you. The moment that you start to run away and try to do all this other random stuff, etc., Like, you can save your teammates at a distance with Zarya. You don't have to run around the map in circles trying to do that. And if you just saw that, you just ran around in circles. And that's what I mean by that. Keep in mind, I want to reiterate, I do that on tanks sometimes too. And I will be like, yep, I didn't know what I wanted to do there, and I just ran around in circles. So that is going to happen. It's more about recognizing that and being like, okay, that's an adjustment I need to make when you play tank. And you're still going to do that, probably in every rank, but the less you do that, obviously, the better. See what I'm saying?
They can't hurt you.
Yep. To probably look out for his mercy more. It's tough to say. See, like, it's all gonna depend on the situation. You're not gonna default bubble somebody every time, unless like you have a strat. Like, I'm gonna bubble the Genji in every single time. I'm gonna bubble my Bastion. You know what I'm saying? It depends on what's happened. I am saying, go for the Ana. Good play. That's a good decision. Now what? Now what's your next decision? What's your next decision? Okay, I want to. You really are trying to go for the Pharah? And I don't mind you going for the Pharah to a certain extent, but if I see you run across the map trying to kill the Pharah, sometimes those team fights are not going to go as well for you. That's a good grab. I don't mind that grab. Your team should win this, right? I don't think you should lose this team fight. Save your bubbles for your teammates now. Uh-oh. 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 What happened there? You tunnel visioned. At that point, you have a 5v3, a 5v2, right? And rather than just, like, stick with your team, play as a core, you know, use your bubbles. That's when you can start to use your bubbles a bit more defensively. Tunnel visioned. And you went for their Ana. And then in the back line, Genji goes in and blades him. What happens there? You bubble your teammate the Genji goes for. The Genji probably falls over. Maybe the Ana does get a play and makes a play there. But, like, you tunnel visioned extremely hard. And that's how when you turn around, and keep in mind, this does happen in top 500 games. You go, how'd we lose that? And in reality, the reason why you lost that is because you just tunnel visioned on somebody, ran forward, didn't pay attention to your back line. Genji makes a play. All right, that's one teammate down. Overtime spawn. You ain't going to see them for 30 seconds. It's not a 30-second spawn, but it takes a while to get back, right? Oh, no. The Ana survives. Well, you have to run back to your team now. Wait, the Ana starts shooting you. Okay, wait, I got to stop for a second. Turn around. Oh, wait. Pharah comes in now, who has ultimate. Gets in a limb. And then that's how you lose those. You see that? That's what I mean. Like, it's that tunnel vision that we've been talking about, that, like, when you start to recognize to just try to do it less, adjust your playstyle mid-fight a little bit sooner, and I think you'll see better results. You don't mind them going for Ana there? So keep this in mind. Keep this in mind. And I see somebody in the chat mentioning that. This isn't about going for the Ana. Okay, if the Ana is there, and you're pushing that Ana back, that is fine up until you tunnel vision the Ana all the way down the ramp. Do you see what I'm saying here? That's the tunnel vision. So if you want to go get the Ana to move back a little bit and do some damage to Ana, that is fine. But when you tunnel vision and run down the whole, you get what I'm saying? Like, that's the tunnel vision that's happening. That's what I mean, picking and choosing your time. It's being like, okay, wait a second. That Ana's being too aggressive. The Ana's backing away. I'm not going to get this to limb. Back away. You've already forced them to get out of LOS of their team. So, like, you don't need to chase that limb. Keep in mind, it happens in every rank. I will do that sometimes. It will happen. It's just more about pointing that out that it does happen, so sometimes you can make those adjustments. I'm gonna be honest with you, chat. That was one of those team fights where I can't really comment on that team fight. It was just one of those team fights that happens in overtime games. You ran to the cart. Your team didn't really know what they wanted to do, and you got rolled. All right. I like what I'm seeing here. Wait on your team. Make sure everybody's going in with you. This is good. Good job. Regrouping here is very important. I want you to bubble your soldier if they help you. Bubble yourself now. Good bubble. You can't predict that happening to the Mercy there. Be careful, be careful, be careful, be careful, be careful. Run, run, run. You had 1 HP. Just wait a second. Give it a second, give it a second. Okay, go and grab now. Go and grab now. You're good. Grab card, just grab card, you'll be fine. They're gonna stack card, you're gonna be good. Nice grab. Well played, good grab. That was good, good patience. Nice job. Now let me show you the difference on that one. Oh, that's not where I went, okay. The difference here, by the way, I want to point this out, is that you didn't tunnel vision on somebody in their backline and just run at them. You played smart, you played efficient, you played LOS. I don't know if you knowingly played LOS, but you played in a good spot where you couldn't get the play. This is the difference between tunnel vision and somebody and running at them. Like, you didn't go and tunnel vision the Ana when the Ana was back over here, right? That was the same play you made earlier, but this time you stayed here and made a play. See? Teammates did a good job. I actually did like that pull by the Life Weaver to get you back in a good position. Did a good grab. Made a good play. Yeah, overall, it was a fun game to watch. I think if we talk about what you can improve on, I want you to think about your mid-game fights. A little bit less tunnel vision. It's okay to be aggressive on a backline, but understand it's all about timings. If it's a Bastion in turret form, don't run at them in a straight line. Give your teammates opportunity, okay? Give your teammates a chance to be able to help you with the Bastion. Don't try to just go get the Bastion yourself. Listen, if the Bastion's running at you in a straight line and making dumb plays, that's why you have to make adjustments each game in Overwatch. Each game can play very differently, even if you're playing against the same comp. You might play against that exact same comp the next game, and you run at that Bastion and get in a limit every time, but you make that decision based off of how they're playing and how and dictating that pace a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Work on that. I think you'll be in a good spot. Mechanics are pretty good. Positioning can do a little bit better, but I think you got that. If you liked this video, make sure to hit the like button. We record all these live on stream, so follow the stream. We have a ton of fun on here. We record videos, play ranked, have a good time. If you want to submit your own Spectated, look in the description below. We are going to be opening up, so we are opening up submissions to every rank because we're going to be doing something called Mystery Bingo soon. The way Mystery Bingo is going to work is we're going to do a bingo card with the normal card that we do, but then we have to guess what rank it is at the end. So any rank will make it more difficult to be able to guess that. So it could be maybe a diamond game, and we think it's a silver game, but we're going to guess at the end of the bingo card. So all that stuff, ton of fun. Look in the description below. Follow everything there. Join the Discord. You can submit stuff on there. With that being said, I hope you all have an amazing day/night. Oh, sub to all 3 YouTubes.